For the tornado. I am Mike Dudas from the Anita Martini radio studio at Ball High School in Galveston, Texas, along with head coach Phillips. Good morning, coach.
Good morning, Mr. Dudas.
We're here on a very foggy, drizzly Wednesday morning, live, and of course we're pre-recording this too, so we're recording it for a rebroadcast later too, so people will, if you're not tuned in right now, you can hear it.
I'm doing okay for a Wednesday.
Great. So you brought some players with you, so let's get started.
I did. I have a senior, Gabby Pretz, a junior, Brittany Shaw, and a sophomore, Janae Rar.
All right, so let's go down the line and talk to them, because the first young lady is?
I'm Janae.
Janae, and what's your last name again?
Gerard.
Janae Gerard. Oh, that's a pretty name.
Try
Janae
spelling
Gerard.
that.
I know. I wouldn't even, I'd be all day trying to figure out.
I've called her Gerardo for a long time, and I didn't mean to, and it was no disrespect. I finally got it right.
Exactly. Okay, so Janae, what grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
You're a sophomore, okay, and which team are you on?
Varsity.
Varsity team, okay. So you're on the varsity team, so what small learning community are you in?
Biomed.
Biomed, okay. And let's talk about your classes. What is your most challenging class?
Probably chemistry.
Chemistry, all right. So that's the one you have to work really hard at, right?
Yeah.
And I guess by definition, biomed, you have to take a lot of those science type classes, right?
Yes.
All right, so what is your favorite class?
Algebra 2.
Algebra 2, okay,
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense. Being a biomed, you're going to have to take a lot of math too, right? Probably what's next after Algebra 2? Pre-cal?
Yes.
And calculus and all that fun stuff. All right, so Algebra 2 is your ECS favorite class, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to give a shout out to any of your teachers?
No, I'm good.
You're good. They're all good, right? So, all right, so let's talk about your softball experience. Did you play as your freshman year?
Yes.
And so this is your sophomore year. And what position are you playing this year?
I'm a pitcher.
Pitcher, all right. And you're on the varsity team, correct?
Yes.
All right, yeah, I guess, Coach, you can never have enough arms, right?
Never.
Especially at the varsity level, all right? So do you play any other positions, or you just pitch?
I just mainly pitch.
Pitch, okay. How do you, what is your practice regimen? How do you keep your arms strong and keep throwing strikes and that type of thing? Describe a day in practice for a pitcher.
Well, I don't pitch for very long, so I don't wear my arm out.
Right, exactly.
But I'll just go through every pitch and throw a couple of them until I can get them consistent, and then I ice my arm after.
So when you say every pitch, so I'm assuming by saying that there's different kinds of pitches, right?
Yes, different pitches move different ways. And,
Okay, so what different types of pitches do you throw or pitch?
I throw a screwball, curveball, rise, sometimes a drop, and a changeup.
All
fastball.
all underhanded
fastball.
with the
And
softball.
fastball.
So
Yeah.
wow, so that's kind of I didn't know there was all those different types of pitches for softball. There is?
Mhm.
Wow. Okay, so what is your favorite part about pitching?
Being able to control the game and you start every hit and stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, and being a sophomore, say there's girls right now in 8th grade, they're going to come to Ball next year, and they're dreaming about being in the softball program. What is your biggest piece of advice to them?
To work hard and stuff. You don't just get your spot, and you have to work for it.
Work hard, all right?
Yeah.
And so practice, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about practice. What time you practice after school? So what time do you usually head home?
5:30, 5:45.
5:30, 5:45. All right. Then, what's your routine when you go home? You're probably hungry, right? Eat dinner.
Yeah. As soon as I get home, I eat some food, and then I do some homework.
Homework and just try and unwind.
But every night's not like that for her. She goes to pitching lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does the extra too, so it's more
Right.
than just at practice.
And I know that's typical for a lot of you student athletes. Okay, you'll go home, but sometimes you're leaving again to go work out or go to extra lessons or whatever. So you have a busy day, right?
Yes.
How do you keep your studies going? Just learning to not fall behind?
Yeah, I try to do most of my homework like in school, and after practice, if I don't have other stuff, I try to do my work like as soon as I get home.
So you know how to prioritize. So
Yeah.
Stay ahead of the game, right?
Mhm.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next player, and we have.
Brittany Shaw.
All right, Brittany, and what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior, all right. And what small learning community are you in?
Biomed.
Biomed, also. Oh, all these smart young ladies.
I know.
All right, so being in Biomed, I know you take a lot of science and math and what have you. What is your most challenging class, the one you have to really work hard at every day?
Spanish 4.
Spanish 4. Oh, you're in Spanish 4? Oh,
Como?
wow. So, I remember taking Spanish in high school. I think I went to Spanish 3, so I remember back in the old days, by the time you got to Spanish 3, it was like reading literature, or they kind of got away from the grammar type stuff. So what are you doing in 4? Probably reading?
Conjugating, like, basically, like, grammar with sentences, make sure it's correct, like accents and stuff like that.
So more higher level conjugating, yeah. I know. Present tense is always easy, but when you get to all the past tense and past participles and all that, it's a little more complicated. All right, so that's your most challenging class. Do you want to give a shout out to anyone?
My family.
All your family? Okay, that's a good answer. Good answer. What position do you play?
I play the corners and I catch.
Corners, and you catch the corners, meaning first and third. Okay, all right. Let's see. I'm not too lost here. I think corners. Okay, either I'm gonna be right or I'm gonna sound really stupid. So corners and catch. So what is the most challenging of third base, first base, and catcher of the 3? What is the most challenging?
I think they're all about the same, but catching, you have to you can't be scared. You have to be confident. Like, you see everything. Like, from the catcher standpoint, you see the whole field. So you have to be like a leader.
Right. So you have to be alert all the time.
Okay.
There's no falling asleep, drifting off, or
No.
or you may get hit by the ball. Right. Here comes the pitch, and first and third, which one's easier?
First. Yeah.
Then third, you got to make that long throw right across the.
And reaction time.
It's a hot
reaction
box.
time. It's a hot box. Yeah. Exactly. What about hitting? Of the 3 that are in here, who's the best hitter?
Brittany?
Brittany.
Yeah, I was going to say all of them.
Brittany.
They're all pretty good.
All pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
So, how challenging is Brittany hitting? How do you learn to hit a screwball?
It's like you have to. It's in the inside pitch. You just have to get your hands to the ball faster. And then for like a curveball, it's on the outside. You have to wait for it. The hardest thing I want to say in hitting is hitting like a good pitch. So like if like you're down in the count with no balls and 2 strikes, you wouldn't want to like swing at a rise ball.
Right.
So
is it learning to anticipate which pitch is going to be thrown to you? I mean, how do you adjust? Like, you're up there to bat and a screwball is coming. How do you adjust? Like, in your mind, if you think it's going to be a fastball, then you go, oh my God, it's a screwball. I got to, you have like a millisecond to adjust, in your mind, your hands and the bat.
Well, I was always taught to sit on an outside pitch, so always expect outside, and then if it comes inside, then you should react.
Okay.
So.
Probably a good piece of advice.
Yeah.
If they're watching the pitch, really, if they're watching one of the releases, and they learn to pick up the seams, they can see the pitch early enough to be able to know if it's coming in at them and the rotation of the ball, unless it's going away for them. Brittany loves the inside pitch, and she can hit it far. And that outside pitch she's come a long way with. That's something that if she can hit that a little bit more, she's gonna be very successful with that.
Brittany, do you ever hit any home runs?
Yes.
You like hit home runs, right? Yeah.
She not only doesn't, she's got a bar balls.
Wow.
Just balls.
How fun is it whenever you hit it and you go, it's gone, trotting around the bases?
It's kind of a relief. Like, I mean, there's like a stress, like a certain, not a stress, like a pressure when you're hitting.
Right.
There's like people depending on you to like and you don't always want to hit a home run. You just want to like get your job done, so like the person behind you can do their job. But then if you hit a home run, you don't have to like you're like I did my job completely.
Right.
So,
Have you ever hit any grand slams?
I've hit one.
One? Oh.
Yes.
How fun was that?
It was more of a stress relief because there's like a I don't know what it's called. There's kind of like a dependency on you in order to like score runs. So then like once it's clear, like you did your job.
Have you ever had the game-winning hit?
I have hit a walk-off, but I don't remember when it was.
So,
She's hit a few crucial.
right. So that's always
That's
really
what
right.
runs for
Coming
sure,
through
yeah.
under pressure for your
Yes.
team and leading them to victory or whatever. All right, Coach, I heard there was some special recognition going on for Brittany. Is that correct?
Yes, there is.
Okay, you'd like to
There
talk
has
about
been.
that?
Yes, there's a Bite magazine out of Houston. They do a poll, and I think it was a preseason poll. And there's girls around. They contacted and asked if we had anybody, and we put her in. And you give stats and whatever. And what it is it's a voting thing. I think it was started on Wednesday or so, and we had through Sunday at 4:00, and we got everybody involved in our community, the school, the teachers.
Right.
I even had my family and my sister's classes in West Texas voting for her. You know, to get her in there, and she ended up winning by 2,000 votes. I think was the difference.
Wow.
And she got a big article write up yesterday in Fact Magazine. So it's a big deal. It's bringing things to Ball High and a little bit getting us noticed. So, and in fact, on Friday we're doing something with Channel 11 Houston Inside Sports is coming out, and they're going to interview a couple of kids, and they're going to put us on their show and watch practice.
How cool is that? Well, congratulations, Brittany, on that. And I'm super impressed. You're a junior, right? Correct.
Yes,
All right, so
in fact, two of the girls in here have committed to universities. So
already,
Brittany is committed to U of H, and Janae has just recently committed to A&M Kingsville.
During her sophomore year, right?
Pitchers and catchers, shortstops, they tend to
get gobbled up first, right?
Yes, they're the ones they're looking at first for sure.
Well, congratulations on that. All right, so moving down the line, last but not least, we have
Gabby.
Gabby, and your last name is Pretz, right?
Yes.
Gabby Pretz, and what grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
Senior. Now, to me, she looks the youngest of the three, and but she's the oldest, right?
She is.
All right, so senior Gabby
Tiny but
Pretz.
mighty.
And have you played softball all through high school?
Yes.
Okay, and Gabby, what small learning community are you in?
Biomed.
Biomed, all right, another Biomed. What class is your most challenging?
BC Calculus.
BC Calculus, okay, which is different than, was it AB Calculus?
Yes, it's like AB and BC.
So have you had AB already?
Yeah, like I think AB is the first semester and BC is the second.
Okay, so how is BC different than AB? It's just
AB
learning.
is like only Calc like 101, and then this is like Calc 101 and 102.
Okay.
It's like that.
And who's your teacher for that?
Mr. Remar.
Okay. Oh, okay. Good old Mr. Remar, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, so that's high level math. So you probably have homework and
Yes.
always having calculus on your mind, right?
So is there a
And never-
CD calculus after that, or how does that work? And you got AB.
Is that an AP class or a dual credit class?
It's both, but I take it AP.
Okay. All right. And what is your favorite or easiest class that you just breeze right through?
Probably English 4.
English 4. Okay. And who do you have for English 4?
Miss Schumann.
Miss Schumann. I knew you were probably going to say that. So a lot of students will give her shout outs and say that she makes the class fun, right?
Yes.
She will work you, but it's fun, right?
Yes.
All right. So what position do you play?
Center field.
Center field. So you see the whole field, right?
Yes.
So you're in charge of the outfield.
Yeah.
So do you ever have to yell at your left fielder, right fielder, hey, move over or whatever?
I try not to yell at them.
Well, sometimes you have to, like teachers.
You have to be loud.
Because Coach will probably know this. Is maybe sometimes students go, Coach or Mr. Deuce, why are you yelling? Well, that's our teacher voice. We have to do that to get your attention, right? We're not yelling to be mean.
I used my teacher voice a lot yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so center field. What's your favorite part of playing center field?
Probably that like I get to be like the boss of the outfield. Like they don't get to be like, you need to do this, you need to do this. Like I can kind of be like, no, like you need to do this and this.
So obviously you've worked hard and earned that position too, right?
Yes.
How many years have you played? Have you played center field always, or have you played other positions?
I used to play second base.
Second base, all right. You like center field better?
Yes.
All right. So being a senior, what are your plans after high school?
To go to college.
Okay, good answer. Are you leaning towards any particular college right now?
Possibly UTSA, maybe St. Edwards.
Yay.
I'm not really sure yet.
Okay, those are all
I played
good
ball at
choices.
St. Edwards.
Okay. So coach can tell you even more, keep steering you in that direction. All right?
Yes, great school.
All right, so being a senior, you've been through the program all through your high school. So what is your biggest piece of advice you can give to the underclassmen and girls that are in middle school right now dreaming about playing high school softball?
I would say to start exercising and working out now because whenever you get here, like, you would be tired because we get in shape for season.
Right. So describe practice. What are days that you don't have games, you just have practice? What is the usual routine? Okay, you show up to practice and what?
So we show up, change, get our equipment out. We run 2 laps around the field, and then we stretch, and then we run a pitchfork, and then we normally throw.
Run a pitchfork, so what is that? What does that mean?
So you sprint to first base, jog to center field, sprint to second base. No, wait, you sprint to first base, jog to right field, sprint to second base, jog to center field, sprint to third base, jog to left field, sprint back to third base, and then jog home.
Okay, so you kind of made a pitchfork,
Yeah.
right? All right. Okay, interesting. All right. So you do that, okay, continue on. What else happens?
So then we go throw, and then we normally split up infield and outfield, and like we have every day, so it's basically just working on our mechanics and like the basics. And then we'll split up like varsity and JV, and then varsity will like take the field and do team defense, and JV will go hit, and then we'll switch.
Okay. So that's the general routine. So this practice pretty much run itself. Everyone knows the routine and the expectations.
Yes.
Okay. So like if coach has to step off the field or do something, everything pretty well runs itself. Everyone knows what to do.
Sometimes.
I beg to differ.
Or she has to come back with her coach's voice, right? And
They need a little extra push here and there. They're the kind of crew that if you stay on them, they'll do it. And if they get a little time to not have to, they will definitely take that time and chit-chat. They do a lot of standing around if they have the opportunity. But there's always something to be doing. Like with their everydays, they get with a partner. If they're an infielder, the same type of position. So if it's middle infield, they pair together and they're working on certain things that they do. Over the shoulder stuff, one hops, backhands, that kind of things. And there's lots of things they can do with that. And if not, then we'll take outfielders may be doing something different, work on situations, and then we'll go full team defense. But normally they can do okay. They probably do a little bit better in the batting cage if I have to walk away than they do as far as fielding goes.
right.
Because they know that on tee work, what they've got to do and what they need to work on. But there are times that we may have to separate partners because they get a little chatty Cathys and their swings get a little blah and whatever. So I try to keep them away from that. If they're not, I'd rather you have 10 really good swings than 50 that are halfway.
The constant reminder: hard work pays off, and
Yes.
don't waste all this time
Right.
because you can't get it back.
That is correct.
All right. So what's the plan for the rest of the weekend before we see you again next time? Calendar-wise, what are y'all up
A little
to?
sad. Yesterday, these weathermen, maybe I should change jobs. They're going to get paid no matter what. We're told we're at 70, 80% chance this, 60%, and then we don't get any rain at all. We were scheduled.
We had rain in the morning, and then it was
Yeah.
dry the rest of the day.
And our field was fine. We should have played. We were supposed to play Dickinson, but our soccer was playing out of town. They canceled, I guess, lightning or something over in Elkins, and then our baseball went ahead and canceled, and everybody kind of put pressure on, and we were going to wait. We waited a little bit. I went out there, checked the field. Everything was, it wasn't standing water. I mean, it was damp, obviously. but we were able to get a full practice in and do, and it wasn't a good one for us. It was a struggle. I hope that's in our past and we start over today. We were supposed to be in a tournament as well, but there was a miscommunication, I guess, with the coach, and he didn't put us on that roster.
Oh. Ooh.
So we don't have anything until Tuesday, which is the start of district. And we start off with Elkins at their place.
So start of district at Elkins at their place. When is our first district home game?
Is that like March?
Mm-hmm.
For a while, right?
It is a while. We're on the road. Well, we play, and then we're in a tournament.
Right.
And then we're off one a day. I'd have to pull our schedule up to look. I don't have it memorized very well. And then, so we're in a tournament in between all of that. So both of our varsity tournaments are in the middle of district at the beginning.
Right.
But we're getting more playing time. I wish that our district didn't start, but it's so big. We don't have a choice.
So that's why they have to start early,
We have to start early, right? There's some teams that started yesterday with district because they're, they have 10, 12 team or 11 team districts. So.
Yeah, when it's an odd number, someone always does a bye that week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's a lot of teams. Wow.
It is.
I didn't realize it was starting this early. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of the show. Any parting comments, ladies? Anything else to add? How about Coach? How's it working with Coach? Ooh, notice how quiet it is.
Yeah. Do you hear that pin drop?
I know. Crickets.
They're like, I don't want to say anything. This is a quiet group, and normally they're not. It's crazy. Come on, guys.
Oh, it's interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting,
Yeah.
all right.
You never really know what's going to happen at practice, and you never know how, like, Coach Phillips feels, because you have, like, a PE class, and those PE classes have a lot of kids in them. So
where she comes, where her last nerve has already been plucked, right? Yeah.
When you get out to the field, and it's like the girls are walking around, the equipment's not out, and it's like, okay, let's get with it, and we have to get on them. So then it starts. I'm like, okay, I came out here. This is I like being out there.
Right.
I
Don't
have
ruin
fun,
this for me.
right? You want to get going and do it, and you can have fun with the kids, and I want them to have fun. But
and the girls have signals. Coach is not in a good mood.
Yeah,
Watch
they're
it,
like,
right?
oh,
Yeah.
did you see her face? Oh my goodness, she looks mad. They do that to me on game day. I get in a focus. I get focused on game day when we're at home because I go out there. I have to go out there
It's a lot to do.
because we chalk the field. I chalk the field and paint the stripes in the outfield and do all that kind of stuff. So it gets it gets where I get in my zone, and they get out there and they're like, oh, Coach is mad, and I'm not mad at all. Like, I've got my earbuds in and I'm just jamming out, find my music. I'm focused for my game, right? And that's what I want them to do. So then I'm like, okay, go get this, do this. There's a couple things that I can't do, bases and whatever. When we're done chalking, and they're like, oh, you're so intense, and I'm like, well, I'm just getting my focus, and I'm not mad or anything.
You just have a lot to do, and you can't stop. Yeah.
Right, and so
lots depending on.
And they know, really, in our coaches, we all have our own duties that we take care of, and like our JV should be getting changed and the equipment out and doing, and then each coach has their own assigned thing that they're doing, and I kind of like it to be that way. If it just stays and we're good. And the days that we got kids standing around doing nothing, I'm like, okay, do this. You see this is out, go pick it up, go do this. The bases aren't out. You know what I mean? Just different things to me. It's like, I know that we need them. I mean, I watched yesterday, our kids, their JV took the field, and they didn't even have bases in, and they're actually catching the ball and trying to step on the plug that's in the base where the hole is. And I'm going, man, it just makes sense that there should be a base there.
All right.
So.
Okay, Coach, another great show. Much good luck the upcoming week. And ladies, all of you, thank you for stopping by, and good luck. We are going to be out there at least a couple times this year doing a remote live softball play-by-plays. And for your first opening district home game, we'll have Tuffy out there throwing out the first pitch, and probably have a couple of tour watch people in the stands helping the fans along. So it's going to it'll be fun. Awesome. All right, good luck, and Coach, we'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you very much.